My boyfriend, M32, read my journal, F29, and is shattered. Can this be saved? We live together and have been together for about 3 years. He read my private journal while I was out of the house and found things he didn't like. I have had some doubts the past 6 months, and when I was having a particularly emotional day a couple of months back, made a list of the reasons I was considering ending things in my journal. This was password protected on my laptop. He has been using it for emails this week as his laptop is being repaired. He apparently stumbled upon it, not sure how that is possible, and admits he should not have looked but is mostly just angry. It would have been extremely hurtful to read, some things I had spoken about but many I had not. I am not great with confrontation and admit I should speak up more often when things bother me, but I also think it is normal to not share every negative thought with your partner. As this list was written in an emotional state, it was also a little dramatized. I do not truly feel everything I wrote down. He is furious and upset, has called me evil, nasty, fake and childish and thinks I hate him, and we have all but broken up this afternoon. I am devastated. While I am angry that my privacy was invaded, I am mostly feeling a world of shame and guilt for inadvertently hurting the person I care about most. Wondering if anyone has been through anything similar and whether this may be overcome or perhaps not. Opinions on the above welcome. Went through this with an ex-partner. She's an ex for a good reason. Invasion of privacy is never a good look. A journal is supposed to be where we blow some steam and put in writing some things we don't want, or should not be said out loud. You need to move on. A good partner would not read your journal. Journals are for private thoughts. Me and my husband both have therapy journals and we have never read through each other's private thoughts. No, let it go. He violated your trust and privacy. You should be mad. Even if you do patch things up, how do you see this moving forward? You can have no private thoughts because he feels entitled to them. And then he feels entitled to confront you about your thoughts, feelings and doubts. That's not a healthy relationship or a healthy, safe way to communicate. You say you've been having some doubts for 6 months without disclosing why. I guess that's the stuff you put in your journal. He clearly invaded your private thoughts, but they were your thoughts. A heart-to-heart conversation is needed to confront what you wrote. It may not be recoverable for him, so be prepared for ending it. Good luck. This may be the kick in the pants you need. You've been feeling unsettled for a while. He should never have breached your privacy that way. Your journal is your own private space for you to make sense of what is going on in your mind. Of course, it's not all going to be good stuff. You didn't hurt him. You didn't ever intend for him to see what you wrote. You weren't gossiping with anyone. You didn't do anything wrong, and it's okay to be furious with him for going rifling through your personal things. You did not hurt him. He hurt himself. 28 female. Don't know if I'll ever forgive my husband, 30 male. We've been together for 6 years. 3 kids. 28 female. Can't forgive my husband and would rather rip it off and throw it in the trash. Him touching me makes me cringe. He'll ask if he thinks tonight, I'll say maybe. Then closer to the night it gets I panic, and it makes me angry just thinking about it and I go to bed. It's been probably almost 2 months. Roughly 2 months ago we had a huge argument that resulted in a domestic problem. He held me down and told me I was worthless, wouldn't let me pass him, yelled in my face military style. Grabbed my arms. I mean, it was everything short of hitting me. I'd rather him have hit me. While I slapped him, and all he has said was that it was domestic on my part. But I don't see it that way. I would have never put my hands on him if I didn't feel severely threatened. After he said that, I haven't been able to discuss any of it without a severe panic attack. We're both in therapy. He's on meds. He's trying. And I want to be with him, but sexually speaking I'm having a huge mental block and can't get over it. Yes, I'm aware, need to leave. Yedaya, got that. Is there any way to get past this? Your body is telling you that you're not safe. You should listen to it and find safety. I'm sorry he did this to you. It worries me that he has no remorse. You get past it by leaving, ma'am. You're trying to put burned cream on a wound while you're still in the fire pit. Leave before he puts your head through a wall. Not a domestic problem, domestic abuse. I'm sorry for what he did to you and know you should not get past this. Women who get past it get abused against and again. Your statement that you'd rather he hit you is not uncommon in abuse victims because the physical pain goes away while the psychological stays with you. But as a person who grew up seeing all types of abuse, none of it is good and it's all damaging. Don't stay. Find a safe way to get yourself and your children away because it gets worse. He needs to accept accountability for his actions because he chose to do those things to you. Yeah, I'm aware I need to leave, yada yada. Seriously? You need to leave. You're going to do whatever it is you're going to do. But if no one has said it to you, let me be the one. I am so sorry that that happened to you. You did not deserve it. It should not ever have happened. There is no fault in your reaction. We cannot be gaslit out of our instincts. A toddler knows to protect itself from danger. I will pray safety and peace find you. Mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Short answer. No. There is no way to get past this. You have been traumatized LMAO. Long answer. Congratulations, you were abused and now are making excuses for his behavior. You were traumatized by these events, and you need to leave before your trauma gets worse. Just because he hadn't hit you yet doesn't mean he won't. Holding you down and berating you is disgusting behavior and abusive. F32, caught family member, M40, cheating. What do you think is the best way to proceed? F32, went to Costco a few hours ago, and as I was pumping gas, I came across my husband's cousin's husband, M40. He was holding hands with another woman. Our eyes locked before I could hide or react in any way. He came up to me and basically begged me to not say anything to his wife. I told him basically he was putting me in a weird position because I don't want to be involved at all. All I said was, I wouldn't tell his wife, but I would tell my husband, it's his cousin after all, and I would follow my husband's lead. Now I'm scared because what if he's crazy? What if he's one of those people that unalive people who might ruin their marriage as they see it? He has kids with my husband's cousin. I have no reason to think he'd hurt anyone, but it's a fear right now. P.S. I haven't told my husband, he is at work. Do you think my approach is correct or no? Thank you. Just tell your husband and let him handle it since that's his family. If the dude is being that careless, he'll never be able to prove who spilled the beans. But tell your husband and let him decide how crazy his own cousin is. Your husband would likely know if he's crazy, and he'd probably know whether to let it go or speak up. If you trust your husband to make a rational decision, tell him. If your husband is a hothead, I don't know what to tell you. Edit. If you say you're not telling, Reddit will most likely say you're as guilty as the cheater for not stepping up, but Reddit doesn't have to deal with any backlash. Quite brazen to be openly cheating in a location where others known to you may frequent. Firstly, if your welfare and security is a genuine concern, then I would most certainly tell your husband. In terms of sharing this intel, some may consider you too far removed, by reason of family allegiance, to directly inform this individual's partner, probably a choice better left with your husband. Regardless, once you open the can of worms, no going back. Assuming you did, I'd hope you have the type of relationship with your husband where your honesty will not be deliberated and you'd be backed. I think it's good to talk it over with your husband. You would both be doing his cousin a favor. I would want to know. Tell your husband and let him handle it. Who broadcasts their affair at Costco? What a loser. 29F. Have to constantly remind my husband, 32M, to do chores. How do I break this cycle? We've been married for 5 years. I'm kind of at my wit's end. Basically, my husband isn't putting in his weight when it comes to chores. I almost always have to prompt him to do the chores we've mutually agreed are his responsibility. For example, I have to remind him almost every night to walk our dog. This one really upsets me because it's not just about me. If I don't remind him, our dog will suffer. When he actually does chores, he does them halfway. For example, it's his responsibility to take out the garbages, but 9 times out of 10, he takes the kitchen garbage and not the smaller ones in the bathroom and bedroom. He doesn't even put a new bag in the can. Things we have tried that don't work. 1. A chore chart. 2. Timers. He either puts them off because he's busy and forgets, or if we go to an event such as a show and he has to turn them off, he forgets to put them back on. 3. Notes. He forgets about them. 4. ADHD medication and therapy. I'd like to note that we have had this same conversation over and over and over for years. I don't attack him. I kindly explain to him how his lack of initiative makes me feel disrespected, and how I hate feeling like a nag. He'll apologize, change his ways for maybe a week, and then the cycle continues. I'm currently working from home as a freelancer, so my work isn't always steady. His job is our main source of our income, so I've taken it upon myself to do more chores than him. I think that's fair. It just upsets me because I don't think I'm asking for a lot. Take out the garbage 2-3x per week, empty the litter boxes 1x per week, take the laundry to and from the laundromat 1x per week, I fold them and put them away, and take the dog outside at night. Basically, carrying things that are heavy and taking the dog so I don't have to walk him alone when it's dark out. Can someone please give me some advice? I literally don't know what to do anymore. He can hold a job, so, he knows, he just doesn't care. The only way to fix this issue is to replace the man entirely. Your husband knows he's not contributing, but he does not care. If he doesn't do it, you will. He knows this. My ex was like this. The last time I addressed this with him, he literally replied with, I'm just a dumb man. What a joke. My current boyfriend scrubbed the bathroom floors yesterday on his own because he's an able, capable adult who lives in this house. He's using weaponized incompetence. He's doing this to upset you. How does he remember the tasks he needs to do at his job? What tools does he use at work in order to remember the things he needs to be doing regularly? Why does he not use the same methods at home? Edited to add. Who made the chore chart? Him or you? Or, you two together? Does the chore chart list have every step of each task, the tools required, the frequency? If he wants to treat it like it's so hard to remember to empty all of the garbages, then the chore list says. Twice weekly. Garbage. Empty kitchen garbage can, replace bag. Empty bedroom garbage can, replace bag. Empty bathroom garbage can, replace bag. Didn't you know? Married men and BFs with ADHD are only affected by it when it comes to household duties. Going to work or doing things they like temporarily cures it, and then it flares up bad when the dishes need to be done, or basically anything that they'd rather you do instead of them.